The mandate of heaven, what is it? And why does it matter for us today? It is an ancient Chinese belief surrounding the rulership of a kingdom. The mandate was given by heaven to a specific ruler, and the ruler was required to follow the commands of heaven by bringing goodness and order into the land. He was to be heaven's example in the world. This meant the people of the land were meant to follow in the king's footsteps. When a king ruled well, the people would be blessed, and they could all prosper. But if a king grew evil and harsh, and instead took advantage of the people through wickedness, corruption, and high taxes, it would anger the God of heaven. Every law in the kingdom was meant to be just. It was meant to reflect the will of heaven. Nobody was above the law. If the laws were unfair, misused, or burdensome, heaven would show its displeasure. People would begin to witness powerful and unusual events taking place on the earth and in the sky. These signs would serve as wake-up calls to display heaven's condemnation, both towards a ruler and to a disorderly people. Even the seasons can totally change, signifying the tragic loss of the mandate of heaven. These ominous signs were meant to bring everyone back towards peace, harmony, and in complete alignment with God. Yet if they continued to not respond, heaven would destroy the kingdom and raise up a new one. This great change and resulting effects were known as the Dynastic cycle. As God continued to close down this wicked kingdom, he would send even more terrifying signs. There would be an escalation of greater, more explosive disasters to rebuke the malice and evil operating in the land. These punishments might be droughts and floods, disease, and all kinds of apocalyptic events, like rains and plagues, and rivers turning blood red, and so much more. But the biggest sign of all is when the people would cry out to heaven and revolt against the misery and tyranny of their evil ruler. This happened when light becomes so unbearable that the people have no more fear from those who oppress them. Then the cycle would begin all over again with a new government that would establish peace and harmony for the people. Discover more about the mandate of heaven from my amazing true-to-life stories through my ancient grandfather who held the mandate of heaven and experienced powerful signs over 3,000 years ago. But these signs are not just for those living in ancient times. They are just as relevant for us today. God is using these incredible events to reveal the truth of his eternal kingdom. God is warning us today just like he did in the past. This is our Maker, waking up and cleansing the earth. Heaven is speaking through the wind, the quake, and through the fire in this prophetic hour. These signs will serve as parables to wake up a slumbering church and to bring many to salvation in Christ Jesus. God is shaking the whole earth, and this will begin with his own people. For far too long, the church has built itself on the sand and not on the rock. Anything that can be shaken will be shaken, so that only God's kingdom will remain. This is Jesus. I know it and I see it, and it is time to hear from the voice of heaven.